Welcome to a new Switch Sports Golf weekly series that I'm calling the Beat Aidan Challenge. I've been pretty consistently ranked inside the top 10 of the Switch Sports Golf Ranked League for a couple months now, and I figured it would be fun, since I'm one of the content creators of this game, to put together my own series where I keep track of everybody's performance against me specifically. So we'll be doing this on a weekly basis. We're going to get started here. This is our first lobby. I posted this in the Discord. We actually have a pretty high level lobby here, so let's get started. I'm going to have to fight pretty hard to try to pull off a victory here. Otherwise, we're going to have to give a bunch of people the title of having beaten Aidan. Alright, we've got hole 8 to start here. And, oh, Zohan has already made the hole-in-one. Wow, I haven't even gotten a chance to line up my shot yet, and Zohan is already in the cup. Okay, what do we have to do here? I think the answer is just slightly out to the right with the aim, like right about to there. We'll use the 5, and we'll hit about that much power on it. Leo has made the hole-in-one. We are off to a hot start with this group here. Ooh, I'm going to end up in a little bit of trouble. That's going to get yanked back, and I'm going to have a longer putt for the birdie here. We're definitely going to have a couple players ahead of me at the start here. And I'm going to have to fight to try to make this birdie and not fall back in the leaderboard of my own challenge game. Let's see if we can sink it. It's a longer putt, but we'll send it up there. Move it to the right and sink it inside the left edge, barely. So Zohan and Leo will pull ahead here with nice aces on that beginning hole 8. We'll move on to hole 10 here. It looks like we have a pretty straightforward seed with the exception of maybe hole 21. But as far as the special holes go, that one's not too bad. We'll have a good look at trying to make perhaps an eagle here. This is fairly straightforward for hole 10. Just, you know, north and south facing wind means that you don't have to deal with crosswind at all. And this is a pin that's not too bad to try to get to. Let's see if we can pull one off here. Okay, so the wind is pushing very slightly to the right. So you do have to adjust this slightly right anyway, but I'm going to do it a little bit less than I think I need to if I were to have zero wind, just because that wind is going to push it a touch to the right. Let's use the 7-iron. We'll hit it with a little over 3 dots of power, and we'll see if we can roll this up there. Ooh, Warren has made it. Nice shot to make up for that first hole for Warren. I'll send mine on its way. And that is on a pretty good looking line if that makes it there. Oh, I'll just miss it on the right side. There were a bunch of close calls. We did see one additional chip in. The name didn't pop up. It was Lemon. Lemon made the chip in there. Wow, so a hot start for this lobby. I'll have just 2 birdies in the early going. So we'll see 2 more eagles. So that's been 2 eagles in each of the first 2 holes if we count hole-in-ones on that first. So we'll have 3 players now at 3 under through 2. We'll move on to hole 9 here with some lighter wind, so not too bad of a seed so far. It's been some pretty makeable shots. And this one is going to be probably the toughest we've seen yet, but not too bad either. We'll just have to aim this drive slightly out to the left and just hit a full power driver up there with very little adjustment. Now I think we can just send a straightforward driver underneath that tree and just leave it more towards the right side of that short fairway. Definitely can't go for the green or anywhere near it with this wind direction from all the way back here, but I think we can just sneak this one underneath that pine tree, put it down towards the bottom of that fairway, and that should work pretty well. We'll have wind that's pretty purely straight in the face, which is, you know, not ideal, but we're not going to have a ton of crosswind to deal with. Let's see if we can put it close on this pin. This is one of the tougher ones. However, if we club up to the 5 and hit it with some spin, we should hopefully be able to put it fairly close. Oh wow, did DeChambeau just make that? Wow, we've seen eagles on every single hole, and none of them have been, like, particularly straightforward. I told people to beat me, and they are on their way to doing it. Let's see if I can put mine close, maybe. That's gonna... Oh! Smack the pin. I tend to do it quite often on that hole 9 pin. Fortunately, we didn't end up with too bad of an angle. It's a pretty straightforward birdie putt from here, but a couple of close calls. No makes yet for me. We've seen a couple makes from the rest of the group. I'm going to have to start making some shots if I want to stay towards the top of this leaderboard. Let's send that putt up there. We'll sink it for a birdie. That's not one of the easier ones to make on that back pin. A lot of weird putts can happen with that side slope. So Lemon and DeChambeau will continue the trend of 2 eagles per hole. Lemon will pull off to a solo lead at 5 under through 3. We'll move on to hole 18 here. I'm going to have to battle back if I'm going to be in contention to win this game. We have a good looking hole 18 though. It's got a pretty accessible pin, not too bad of wind. And we can go for that left island. So we'll send a straightforward drive out there. We'll be a little bit further back with the slight wind in the face, but we're not going to have any issues with being short or anything like that. We should be able to just send a nice 3-iron up there. You know, right about there, I think should be pretty good. Let's try it out. We'll send it up there. Probably a little bit more than 3.5 dots of power should be good on this, to at least put it pretty close. Let's try it out.
Nice shot.
That should at least make it to the green, no problem. Now, is it going to be on the line to maybe be a make? It should move back to the left just a little bit. Oh, it was just slightly too short and maybe slightly too far to the right as well. We'll have a tap-in eagle, though, so I haven't made any mistakes. I just haven't made any hole-outs yet, either. And I don't think we'll be making up any shots there. So it'll be eagles all around except for DeChambeau, who will drop back 1 shot. So we have Lemon at 7 under through 4, Zohan at 6 under, and a big group at 5 under. We'll move on to hole 4, and I only have 5 holes left to try to pull towards the top of that leaderboard. What are we going to be dealing with here? It's going to be some stronger wind, 22 miles an hour, and a pin that's not super easy to make aces on. So this is going to be a tough one to come back from. It's not the worst birdie look, but it's not the best look at the hole-in-one. Let's see if we can put it close, maybe get lucky. I think we'll have to hit about 3 dots of power here on this 3-iron, with plenty of spin to yank it back. And that should be pretty good looking. It should take a big bounce there, roll back down, and it's not going to be a make, but it'll be close. And we'll have a pretty straightforward birdie here. And that's really all I was looking for with that tough wind condition. So we'll have a very straight putt here. I'll just aim it slightly left. We'll send it up there with a little less than a dot of power, and that'll be a nice birdie. Lemon and Zohan and everybody tied with me have made birdies as well, so no movement on the leaderboard. 4 holes to play. Let's see if we can make some shots in this game. This may not be the one for it, actually. It's hole 21, followed by a couple holes that are typically more straightforward. We have very, very light wind, though. It's not one of the easier pins to get to, but it's light wind. It's a chance. Let's see if we can give this one a good look. We'll just send a straightforward drive out there that should hit, you know, the right side of the fairway and kick to the left and hopefully hold the fairway. It looks like it will. Okay. And now how do we want to go about trying to maybe make this one? I mean, it's not an easy make. You know, I may just want to aim this out to about there. We'll bounce it down and let it kind of roll around. I'm thinking about that much power should be pretty good to put it on the green and put it, you know, in the right direction. Maybe a little bit more adjustment. Oh, DeChambeau made another one. Wow. DeChambeau has made 2 shots in this game. Zohan made it as well. My goodness, this is not an easy eagle, but we've already seen 2. I don't have a lot of confidence that mine's going to be a make or anything. I'll just kind of trickle it down close. That should roll all the way back down to the bottom. It's not going to be a make, but, you know, this is a really tough pin. It's on a lot of side slope. And I put it, you know, about as close as I was hoping to. My cat is screaming. Right on cue, there's another one in the background. Just a slight distraction from the audience, but we'll make the putt anyway. So Zohan will pull up to a tie with Lemon at 9 under through 6. A great pace there on a seed that hasn't been very easy. DeChambeau will move to 3rd, and I'll drop back to a tie for 4th. We'll move on to hole 11 here. We have that kind of tougher front middle pin. I think I'll want to aim this to about there. We'll take the 3-iron and hit it with a little bit more than 2.5 dots of power. Let's try that out. That feels like a pretty good shot. Now, are we going to get the result? No, we won't. That'll kick too far to the right. It'll trickle back. AP13 has made the ace. Are we going to see any others here? There's one that was on a great line, but just didn't roll back quite enough. So I haven't made any mistakes, but I haven't made any hole-outs either. I've had a number of close calls, but none have dropped into the cup. So we'll see 1 ace there from AP13, and that'll pull him back up to that group that is now at 8 under in 4th place. We still have 2 players tied for 1st, Zohan and Lemon. We'll move on to the final 2 holes here, and here we see some stronger wind. For the second time in this game, it's 26 miles an hour pushing diagonally up to the right. Let's aim this to about there. And we'll play this one pretty carefully and conservatively. So let's hit it with about 3 dots of power on that 3-iron. That should move a good ways to the right to take that big tree on the left side. kind of overhanging that short fairway, completely out of play. We see a bunch of people up towards that, you know, right fairway, but I like being back here. This is my spot where I hit every single shot from into this pin. I like being back here just for consistency with the wind and stuff like that. So let's try our best to put this one close. It's not going to be an easy birdie or, you know, definitely not an easy eagle. But let's see if we can at least put this on the green, close to the pin with a makeable putt. Let's try about that much power. That should be on a great line, actually. That'll hit the short rough nicely. It'll kind of glide to a stop. And it's not going to be an eagle or close to it, but we'll be nice and close there. And you know, that is a little unfortunate, because we do have the caliber of lobby here with the random selection of players who saw my ping and joined the game at the same time, who are, you know, they're very good. So they're probably going to make birdies. The eagle was going to be extremely difficult. So it's going to be tough to make up any sort of ground here. So that'll be birdies all around. Wow, on that difficult hole 7, tougher wind, tougher pin, everybody makes the birdie. We still have Lemon and Zohan at 11 under, DeChambeau's at 10 under. We'll move on to our final hole here, hole 3. This one really depends on the wind and the pin that we see. We see some crosswind and that front kind of left middle pin. So 9 miles an hour is not too bad. You never see bad wind on hole 3 in this game mode. We'll just send a full power drive down there, safely left of that big tree. And now we'll just have to send our second shot. We can't reach the green at all. There's no chance of reaching this green in 2. But we'll send a full driver between those 2 trees that are now in front of us. And then we'll have a shot to try to make the eagle and see if we can make up some ground on this leaderboard. I may preemptively, before this hole has finished, give Zohan and Lemon the titles of having beaten Aidan, having a 100% win rate against Aidan in this series in 2026 so far. I'll see if I can catch DeChambeau if he doesn't, you know, close the door by making this shot here. This is not an easy look. We're in the bunker. Decent distance, you know, not too bad on that front. Let's aim this a good ways out to the left. Like about there, I think should be pretty good. We'll hit it with a little bit less than that second dot of power. And see if we can put it close. If not, inside the cup. Alright, I like this look that we have right now. This aim. Zohan has made it. Wow, what a shot there for Zohan. Let's see if I can sink this. And move up that leaderboard just slightly. That looks pretty good. And I'll sink it. Alright. Finally, a hole out on the final one there. We make a nice eagle on hole 3. Lemon has made it as well. So Lemon and Zohan, with some fantastic scores, will now be playing in our playoff. There's a kind of a fun playoff format that I've put out there. You'll see what that is in just a second here. So AP and I will join DeChambeau in a tie for 3rd place. Zohan and Lemon will be at 13 under, 2 shots ahead of us. Nice scores there. So great game to Zohan and Lemon, who are now in this private lobby playoff. So they're going to play each other. I'll be spectating, and we'll start off on hole 5 here. Let's see how they do. We're going to play this out until one of them scores better than the other, and they'll be deemed the winner of week 1. So I'll just be spectating Zohan and Lemon here. They're going to play this playoff by themselves to see who wins week 1. We've got Lemon with a drive out to the right there. Zohan is right behind him. Very rarely have we watched a game this way, so I finished the hole as quickly as I could and then told them to go. So we're going to be purely in spectator mode for this. So Lemon and Zohan are right next to each other, pretty much identical drives to that short fairway. This one's a pretty tough condition. It's 20 mile an hour winds, kind of diagonal and crosswind. So not an easy look at this hole 5. It's also that back right pin. So it's going to be a tough eagle, and the eagle may be what's needed to win it here. Who's going to go first here? It looks like it'll be Zohan chipping first. His is going to just miss on the right side. That'll be a tap-in birdie. Lemon's shot is on the way. His is going to glide to a stop a bit short. Not too bad of a birdie there. Zohan has sunk the birdie. He'll send it on its way, and this playoff will continue onto hole 2. Lemon and Zohan were involved in a dance battle on the tee, but they are now locked into this hole 2. Let's see who hits first here. This is a tough hole 2. It's hole 8, that island green par 3, super downhill, and we're also dealing with maximum diagonal crosswind, so a huge challenge here on this hole 8. Lemon is going to be the first to hit. His shot is going to bounce off the fringe with no spin. It'll roll towards the back of the green. Zohan has spun his a bit short, so Lemon has more of a side hill putt from the back of the green. It's a little bit shorter. Zohan's does have some slope as well. It's a little less extreme than Lemon's. We'll see Zohan putt first. His is going to just be an inch short. Wow, it was an uphill putt. It was on the line, but it'll be an inch short. Lemon is going to sink it. That'll secure the birdie, and that'll secure the victory in hole 2 of this playoff. Lemon will defeat Zohan. Zohan will take solo second. What a game. What a week 1 to this new series. Lemon and Zohan both earned the title of having beaten Aidan in 2026. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Great game to everybody involved there. We'll see you next week when we do this challenge series on a weekly basis to see who can beat me in 2026 and how often.